Hey guys, and welcome to Performance Cars. So today I have a UK spec DC2 Integra Type R. This is raced in the Vtec Challenge series, so do expect some battle scars, and it's also running a H22 A7 engine from the Accord Type R. So let's go take a look around. So here we have the UKDM DC2 Type R, raced in the Vtec Challenge series, as I mentioned earlier. And at the front we have a front splitter, securely held on with those 4 rods. UKDM DC2 has those quad headlights as opposed to the JDM ones. Bonnet pins as required by MSA for competitive racing. But otherwise is more or less standard. Wheels are 15-inch Body Club SFs, running 195/50 15s at the front. We have this plastic with a carbon effect on the wing mirrors. The windows themselves, these are Lexan plastics, but saves a lot of weight. And if it gets hot in there, or you want to speak to the driver, you can just open that latch there. The roof has a bit of damage, because the previous bonnet was held on by aero catch pins and these failed, which caused the bonnet to flip. And down to the rear wheel we also have the Body Club 15-inch SF, but this is running 195/45 15s. This is a track car, so the owner has kindly put on whatever tyres he had available, so I was able to do this review. Got the sponsors still along the bottom of the door sill there. And if we come towards the back, a tinted rear window, carbon fibre gurney flap. The rear trunk lid also held on by these latches for MSA scrutineering as well. Otherwise, if there is a fire or the marshals need to get to the driver quickly and, well, stops them from getting to him. So these simply lift up and detach themselves like so. 98 spec rear bumper as well. So moving on to the interior, the door has been completely gutted to save weight. We also have this leather strap so the driver can reach out and close the door. And on the interior, well, completely stripped out as well. Roll cage. And if we just look at this one, last race 2015. MSA scrutineering, and we also have a Cobra Imola S bucket seat. This has been welded to the chassis of the car, so we won't be able to slide this forward. And because I am shorter than the owner, we have this lovely Mickey Mouse cushion to boost my reach to the Mugen pedals, which are just down there. The roll cage itself welded in, of course, not bolted to meet MSA regulations. Padding along the top and the sides, just to aid for the driver to get into the car. Alcantara OMP steering wheel with the original DC2 clocks. If I could just focus on it. And the fan center console, the buttons are still there, but the unit itself has been taken out, so it's completely hollow inside. But instead of that, we have this electrical fan switch which blows air out of here, but it tends to be hot air, which is uncomfortable but is better than nothing. Fire extinguisher on the passenger footwell, and this is the key to the car. There's no ignition barrel, so if I swing over here, it's all been taken out. To switch this on, you turn this red key to the on position, flick this up, flick the button underneath, and a push start. Batteries just behind the passenger. 4-point harness, of course, and just the original Integra mat, just for a bit of comfort while this is on the road. So before I pop the rear trunk, we also have an aerial delete. Won't be needing to listen to some music there. But I've also undone the catches. still has the original gas struts, and we also have Coney dampers with IBAC springs. So to the engine bay, do not expect this to be super clean. It is raced at the end of the day, and the owner has taken this car out of storage just for this review, so many thanks to him. But to the interesting part, this is running an H22 A7 engine from the Accord Type R, also with its gearbox and innovative mounts with the red inserts, which is hiding just behind there. A Blox cold air intake with velocity stack hidden just behind the arches there. And if I zoom down there, hopefully you guys can see that. That is a BYC bracket to hold on, well, to support the front splitter. So from standard, this should have about 212 brake horsepower, still running a standard ECU and just a Moco oil catch can. The exhaust itself, still standard exhaust manifold, custom downpipe and a Mugen B-pipe and back box. Alright guys, so we are inside the race spec DC2. Well, I don't know why I call it race spec, it is a race DC2, but it is super loud in here, so I thought before I do a bit more of the driving, I'll do a bit more of the talking here before it gets too loud and you won't be able to hear me. So yeah, the clutch itself, I think it's standard, it's pretty light, it isn't too bad. Pedals with those Mugen pedals, they're nicely spaced, I can heel and toe easily. And it's very hot in here. Just having this perspex window, I have it full wide open now, but no air is coming in at all. I can turn the fan on, but you definitely won't be able to hear me. Anyways, I'll give it a try, and this is what it sounds like. It's super loud, you won't be able to hear me, so I'll switch that off and I'll just deal with the heat. Here we go. 4,000, 4.5, 5. That, when the Vtec kicked in, my god, it pulled really hard. Drop back into fourth, into third. Just give a bit of space in front. So 3,000, drop into second, 4.5, here we go. My god, it's loud! The brakes work really well as well. It definitely pushed me against these harnesses. I have it on a bit loose at the moment, otherwise I'm not able to operate any of the controls. But my god, this is not only loud, you can smell the fuel. Oh my god, this is crazy. I'm having so much fun in here, but I can't hear myself talk. So the steering itself is fairly standard. I don't think it's been changed. The Integra Type R from the first place anyways had a really nice close ratio steering rack, so that's really nice. Whoever built this car, they decided to cut all the looms going to the doors and to the trunk, so I have a lot of warning lights coming up on the dash saying that the trunk is open, I'm not wearing my seatbelt, the SRS airbags are on. But this is a race car, it doesn't matter. Now I'm told by the current owner that the previous owner, he was 6'5", so that's why he welded the seat rails, well, he welded the seat itself to the chassis, and that's why I'm having to lean to reach the pedals. That's fairly crazy. And I'm pretty sure if you look at me from the outside, well, you can only see my head above the doors from the windows. That's fairly mental. It is loud in here as well. I think all the arch liners are gone, hence why every pebble or stone that gets flicked up into the wheel line, yeah, we can hear it. Anything else that is loose in the car, if I'm cornering, you can definitely hear that too. And looking out of the wing mirrors, can't really see much. These spoon replica wing mirrors, they vibrate a lot, and yeah, it doesn't give a great field of view. Pretty sure that front splitter with the brackets, the BYC brackets and the rods holding it together makes a huge difference on track. You can see from plenty of videos online that a front splitter does a great deal of aerodynamic work whilst cornering. So it's a shame that I don't get to try this on track, but hopefully if this car quietens down a bit and gets onto track, that I will be able to try it on there as well. And I'll be able to compare this against my own DC2 and see how that feels. Now this car used to run Meister R coilovers with some crazy spring rates like 16 kilograms at the front or 14 at the back, and obviously that is way too hard. The owner Nick, he has opted to change this for the Coney dampers and the eye-back springs, and to be honest it isn't too bad. It actually feels slightly more comfortable than my ones in my DC2. Those are running Meister R's, but it only has 8 kilogram springs at the front and 6 kilograms at the back. With this roll cage, the chassis definitely feels much more stiff. It feels planted as well, and I really appreciate that, especially when cornering. Everything in this car is vibrating. The seats are vibrating, the steering wheel is vibrating, I can hear the dash going like mad. The rear view mirror, that's all over the place. Side mirrors, everything is just stiff as hell. Now as I put my foot down earlier, I was actually in 4th gear, and you can tell that anything below Vtec, absolutely no power at all. But once Vtec kicked in, the engine sprung to life and it just gave out all its power, so you can definitely feel the power band above Vtec. Yes, I know the bodywork isn't great. We also have a hole in one of the rear arches. You might have picked it up in the video when I did the walk around, but what's most important is the chassis itself. It's really sturdy, hasn't been in an accident. So finally we've come to a stop, and it just gives me a moment to gather my thoughts in this race car. I've been in race cars before, but not on the road, and this is just mental. I'm strapped in, I'm not able to even operate my camera. It's just continuously rolling. I've done about, half an hour of non-stop footage, and it's crazy. I mean, if I wanted to close the window, that's the most I can do, open the window. If someone wants to talk to me, jeez, I can't even hear anything. Hard to judge the corner of the car as well. Like, I always have to peer outside the window, look at wherever the edge of the road is, be aware of other road users, and it's just difficult. So yeah, whoever says they have a race car and it's on the road, I know exactly how they feel now. This is just mental. So I've just noticed there's a rev limit on this car being a different engine to the B18 that's supposed to be in the DC2. So the H22 A7, I think the rev limit on this car is about 8,000 RPM, and I think I hit that when I did the 0 to 60. Now the B18 from standard, the rev limit is, the red line is about 8,400 RPM, so that definitely goes a bit higher. But the amount of torque in this car is so much more than a 1.8. So you definitely feel more pull as well. 4th gear, just below 5,000. 5.5, Vtec. That is scary. And the amount of view in here. So guys, right now this is my point of view. Yep, I see the top of the steering wheel, and then, that's my camera attached. But if you look outside to this window, yep, I'm really low in the car. Alright guys, so we got a corner coming up, we got a bit of power. Definitely feels stable. Going on to the corner, I've done my braking, do a bit of turning. Yeah, we've got tyre squeal, lots of tyre squeal, and back out. Woo! So hot in here. Tyres, of course, they are road tyres. We're not going to expect a lot of grip in here. but you can definitely feel the chassis holding together. It's the tires that is letting it down. But upon turning, yeah, great first initial feel. But as soon as the tires let go, well, I can't really comment much about that afterwards. I hope you guys managed to see my heel and toe on the car as well. There's not a lot of mounting points in this car that I can put on, but I did try my best. Spec DC2 weighs in at 976 kilograms. That's 2,155 pounds. So I hope you enjoyed this video of this mental race car on the road. UKDM DC2 with the H22 A7 from the Type R. This car is mental. It's not supposed to be on the road, but my good friend Nick, or Jamaican Nick as we know him as, he tried his best to put this on the road. He did an MOT, taxed it, insured it. So a big thank you to him and for his time as well. He's super busy. He's just had his third kid. So don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, guys. Stay safe, drive safely, and I'll see you guys soon. What's up guys, welcome to Performance Cars. So I hope you watched the video last week where I was talking about why I bought an S15. Well, today I'm going to do the regular oil service, change the spark plugs.